Hello, my dear children. Welcome to today's class. So, what are we learning today? Today, we are diving deep into the world of birds. So, birds, when we see in the sky, there are different birds of different beaks, different colors, claws, different shape. Some are small, some are big, and they are so pretty to look at. Now, why do birds have different body shape, different beaks, and some of them have different claws? Why is it so? We are going to read in this chapter. So, the first topic is that birds have different beaks. Why do birds have different beaks? This is mainly because of the type of food any bird eats. Some of them lives in water and eat food from the water, that is fish, small worms and water plants. Some of them they live on the tree, mainly on tree, and they eat insects and fruits from the tree. And similarly, some of them eat nuts, some of them eat grains, and these are the food that different birds eat. And according to that, they have different type of beaks. So let's start reading about them one by one. Different birds have different type of beaks, and depending upon the food they eat. Beaks are also used for defense. So what are the beaks used for? First, for eating food, and secondly for their defense. That means if any enemy is attacking them, the birds attack their enemies back with their beaks. It is also known as gills in certain birds. Apart from defense and eating food, beaks have many other functions. What other functions? They hold their prey with their beaks. They also build their nest with the help of beak. So birds use their beak for moving objects, searching food, killing prey, making their nest, feeding their young ones. So when they are in nest, they hold the food and put the food in their young one's mouth through their beak. They also build their nest with the help of their beak. They move the object with their beak. Also, in some birds, the birds climb tree with the help of their beak and claws together. So this is the function. That's why beak is so important for a bird. It is not just a part of the mouth. It has many functions. So different type of beaks and their uses. Duck. A duck has so this is the beak of a duck. A duck's beak is flat and broad, and also it has holes on the side. So this is the beak of the duck. It is the beak of the duck. So this is a duck and it is the beak of a duck, and duck has a long, flattened, broad beak. So, and why does it have so? For straining algae and plants. So, what does a bird do, a duck do? Because duck is a water bird, it actually eats its food from water. When it eats food, it also has so much of mud in its mouth. So these holes actually help to strain out muddy water and the food remains inside the mouth of the duck. Now, woodpecker. Woodpecker has a strong chisel-like beak, a very long chisel-like beak. A woodpecker has a long and a chisel. Chisel means very sharp pointed beak, like a chisel. Why? Because it has to dig in the bark of the tree whole day long and to make its nest and to take out insects from the bark of the tree. So what is the use of strong chisel-like beak of woodpecker? To catch insects under the bark of the tree and make holes for nest, make holes in the tree trunk for nesting. Then comes eagle. Eagle's beak is very sharp and pointed. And why does an eagle have such a sharp and a pointed beak? And it's a curved, sharp, curved, pointed beak like a hook. Why is it so? Because it is a carnivorous bird and it has to catch its prey and tear its flesh apart with the help of its beak. So, to tear the flesh of their prey, an eagle has sharp, curved and pointed beak. Pelican. So, pelican's beak is like a pouch. Next comes the beak of a pelican. A pelican's beak is like a pouch. Like this, a pelican has this kind of a beak. Why it has this kind of a beak? It's a long pouch kind of a thing because it acts as a strainer and keeps the food inside the mouth, draining out the water. So because pelican is also a water bird, and when it actually eats food from the water, this pouch, it gets filled with water. Then it is the water which is not required, which is muddy, it gets strained out of the beak of pelican and only a lot of food gets accumulated. It gets collected in its beak, and then the pelican eats its food. And this is how nature has made so many different beaks of different birds. Then comes the beak of a parrot. A parrot has a curved beak, but it is shorter than that of eagle. It has a curved, strong, pointed beak, but short. Why? Why does a parrot have such a beak? Because parrot eats the seeds of the fruits, and to crack open the seeds of the fruits, a parrot has a short, strong, curved beak. Okay, so to crack hard nuts and fruits. Then comes sunbird, which has a long and thin beak. Why? Because it has to suck the nectars from the flowers, and the sunbird has a thin pipe-like beak. Okay. Then comes robin. Robin has a very thin, pointed and very short beak. Why? To collect the insects and worms, caterpillars and grasshoppers. So what kind of food does a robin eat? Robin eats insects, worms, caterpillars and grasshoppers, and that is why it has the short pointed beak. So this is the function of beaks in different kind of birds. Now comes the feet and the claws. Different birds have different kind of feet and claws. And why do they have so? Because of the area they live in, the habitat they live in. If they are living on the trees, of course they have to be, their claws should be strong enough to perch on the branch so that they do not slip from the tree. They have to climb the tree, so they should have those kind of feet, those kind of claws which help them to climb the tree. Then some birds have to catch their prey with their strong claws, so they have sharp and strong claws to catch their prey. Some birds they cannot fly and they have to run. So when they have to run, their feet, their claws should be such that when they are running on ground, they do not fall off. They do not trip and they do not fall off. The claws, the feet, they help them to actually make a balance on the ground. So that's why they have such kind of claws. So let's read them one by one. the birds. Eagles and vultures are the preying birds, and their claws are also preying claws, and they are very sharp and curved claws like this, very sharp and curved. Why? And these sharp and curved claws, they are called talons, and they use their talons to grip and carry small animals. So they just grip rat, rabbit, they grip it and they carry it, they fly away. Then comes the claws of crows, miners and sparrows. They have the perching claws. What does perching mean? Perching means holding the branch of the tree firmly like this, so that even when the birds are fast asleep, they do not fall off. So because these kind of birds, crows, miners and sparrows, they live on trees, then they have a perching claw. What is a perching claw? 3 toes in front and 1 at the back. So how does it look like? The perching claws look like that 3 toes are in front and 1 is at the back for gripping like this. So these birds use its front toes like fingers and back toe like our thumb, which curls around the branch to hold it. I just told you this is a typical perching claw. It looks like this, and the birds hold the branch like this. Now, flamingos and herons, they have wading claws. Flamingos, herons, they have wading claws. Now, what are wading claws? Actually, they have long, thin toes, and that are widespread, and they have a skin between each toe which actually joins the toes together. And why is it so? Because they have to swim in water, they have to wade in water. Okay, and wading claws helps to wade through muddy water without their feet sinking in the mud. So they in the water, because flamingos and herons, they have long thin legs with wading claws, and when they walk in water, the wading claws help them to stay on mud, and the claw doesn't get sink into the mud in water. Then comes the claws of hens and cocks. Those are the scratching claws, because what do? They keep on roaming around on the ground, which is muddy and ground, and that mud is dry, and they keep on scratching the ground in search of grains and worms. So when they scratch the ground, they have pointed claws to scratch the ground. So they have sharp and hard claws. Why? Because it helped them to scratch the ground to find food. What food? Grains and worms. Then comes ducks, geese, seals, all these kind of birds, they have swimming claws. Why? Because they are the water birds, and they have to swim in water, and such kind of birds, they have webbed feet which looks like this, and the webbed feet help them to push the water backward, and then they can swim in water. So feet act like paddles in water and it helps to push water backward, and it also helps in swimming. Then comes the birds, the claws of ostrich and emus, which are the flightless birds, and they have just 3 toes in each foot, and only it's ostrich which has 2 foot in, and it's a two-toed bird. Okay, so this is a feet of an ostrich. So, and such birds have these kind of toes, so which help them to run really fast on ground. So let's write that ducks and swans have webbed feet. Name another water animals that has webbed feet. Frog has a webbed feet. Yes? Okay. Give any two examples of scratching claws. So, scratching claws are used to for scratching the ground in search of food. And which birds have these kind of claws? Hens and cocks. All right. Now, animals and their teeth. Birds, they do not have teeth. Instead, they have a beak to eat their food. But the animals who are not birds, they have teeth inside their mouth to chew their food. So different animals have different type of teeth depending upon the food they eat. Now, teeth of herbivores. Herbivores are the animals that eat the parts of the plant. They can eat root or the leaves or the fruit or different parts of the plant they eat. They just eat plant-based foods and they're herbivorous. So when they're herbivorous, because they have to just take eat the different part of the plant, they have well developed front teeth or incisors, and also they have to chew the plant food. Thus they have very flat and strong back teeth or molars. Okay, so herbivores have wide flat front teeth to cut the grasses and leaves. Their back teeth are flat and broad, which help them to chew and grind the food. For example, sheep, zebra, and horse. Sheep, zebra, and horse. Now, teeth of carnivores. So, carnivores are the animals that feed on the flesh of other animals. They eat the other animals, and those are the carnivore animals. And because they are carnivores, they have strong, very well developed, sharp and pointed canines. Why? Because they have to tear their flesh. Also, their front teeth is very well developed because they have to eat their prey, and their back teeth are also very well developed to chew and grind the bones of the animals. So omnivores have sharp teeth to cut carnivores have long and sharp canines to tear and cut the meat and flesh of other animals. For example, lion and crocodile. For example, lion, tiger, crocodile, fox, wolf, all these have very sharp and strong canines to tear the flesh, and back teeth are also very well developed and they are sharp to grind and chew the bones of the animals. Now come the teeth of the omnivores. So teeth of omnivores. Who are omnivores? Omnivores are actually the animals that can eat plants as well as flesh of other animals. So each and every teeth in their mouth is well developed because they have to eat the leaves and the grasses also, and they have to tear the flesh also. So they have well developed front incisors as well as the canines, and back of the back teeth are also very well developed to eat the plant-based food also and to eat the flesh and the bones also. Omnivores have sharp teeth to cut plant as well as flesh of other animals. For example, bear, dog and chimpanzee. Now, teeth in humans are teeth. So, we have when a baby is being born, then the baby doesn't have any teeth in its mouth. But when the baby is around 1.5, 2 years old, the teeth, they start coming. Actually, the teeth start coming within few months, 8, 9 months. But by the time they're 2 or 3 years of age, around 16 teeth are there in the mouth. And when they grow up gradually, they have 28 to 30 teeth. And the rest of the teeth, they come later in life when people become mature, right? They are called wisdom tooth. So usually adults have 28 to 30 teeth, but the complete set has 32 teeth in the mouth, which includes the front teeth called incisors, the sharp teeth at the sides of the incisors in each jaw, which are called canines. After that comes the premolars and then molars. All right. Now, open your mouth in front of the mirror and observe it carefully. You will be able to see different type of teeth in your mouth, different shapes of the teeth in your mouth. The first teeth grows in children at the age of 6 months, and by the age of 3, most children have all their teeth. These are temporary and fall off after few years. These are 20 in number. So when by the age of 3, when all the teeth appear in the mouth, they are the temporary teeth, and by the age of 6 or 7, these teeth start falling and new permanent teeth starts coming, and by the time all the teeth they have come, they are 20 in number. Then the milk teeth are replaced by permanent teeth. So the temporary teeth, they are also called milk teeth. And it appears between the age of 6 and 12, and these are 32 in number. So the milk teeth or the temporary teeth, they are 20 in number, but when all these 20 teeth, they fall off, and when new permanent teeth appear, they are 32 in number, but they keep on coming gradually. It's not that it will come in the age of 13 to 14, you will have all the 32 teeth. It's not there. Now, kind of teeth in humans, there are 4 kind of teeth as we have discussed: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Let's study about each one of them. So the first one is incisors, which are 8 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4. The front 4 teeth in upper jaw, front 4 teeth in lower jaw. 1, 2, 3, 4. So incisors are total 8 in number, 4 and 4. Then comes our canines. Canines are basically sharper than the incisors. We have 2 in each upper jaw and lower jaw, so total 4 in number, and incisors help in tearing and cutting. So let's read one by one. What are incisors? Incisors are flat and thin teeth. They are 8 front teeth. They are used for cutting and biting our food. So whenever we have to cut or bite anything, we do that from our front teeth, from incisors. Then canines, they are long, pointed and sharp, and they are 4 in all. 2 in the upper jaw, 2 in the lower jaw. Canines are sharp and used for tearing the food. So whenever we have to tear food, usually the non-veg food, we do that like this with our canines. Then comes the premolars. Premolars are flat teeth. These are the flat teeth called premolars, and premolars are they are flat, thick, broad teeth, and they are 12 premolars. They help in to grind food. So 6 in upper jaw, 6 in lower jaw. We have 12 premolars in all to grind the food that we have bitten, that we have teared, and then it goes to the premolars to grind them further. Then comes the last pair of teeth. They are the molars, and the molars are again flat and thicker and broader than the premolars. There are 12 molars and they help to grind food. All right. So actually the premolars, they are 8 in number and the molars are 12 in number. So we have 8 incisors, 4 canines 8 premolars and 12 molars. In all, we have 32 teeth. So these are the number of each teeth that we have in our mouth. Alright, now these are the terms that we have read today. Chisel, it is a tool with sharp end used for cutting, and a woodpecker has a chisel shaped beak. Strainers, it is a kitchen tool with lot of holes in it, and some of the bird's beak act as a strainer. Perching, it's a word used for the birds to sit on branch. Webbed feet, having fingers or toes that are joined together by skin. Also remember that different birds have different type of beaks. Birds use their beaks for moving objects, searching for food, killing prey, making their nest and feeding their young ones. Birds have claws on their feet. Different animals have different type of teeth. There are 4 kinds of teeth in humans: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Now let's complete this exercise and see what have we learned today. Choose the correct option. Beak of a pelican acts as a strainer and keep the food inside the mouth, draining out the water. Claws of flamingos are found in wading birds. The dash has long and sharp canines. Dog. Who suck nectar from the flowers? Sunbirds. Now we have to fill in the blanks. Birds use their beaks for moving the objects. They also use their claws, but usually they use their beaks. Dash animals have wide, flat front teeth to cut the grass and leaves. Herbivores. Dash are flat and thin teeth. Incisors. Canines are 4 in all. You can write in words or numbers. 2 in upper jaw and 2 in lower jaw. Take the correct statements and cross out the wrong ones. Teeth have different shape because they have different functions. Correct. Parrots have long curved beak, no, small. Flamingos have long thin legs with toes that are spread wide to wade through water. Correct. Teeth can repair itself in humans. No. Zebra and horse are carnivores. False. Now name the body parts of the bird using the help box. So this is a beak. This is wing. These are the feathers on the wings. This is a tail. And this is a claw. You have to answer the following questions in your notebook yourself. We can discuss over here in short. Why do different birds have different types of beaks? They have different types of beaks according to the food they eat. Why different animals have different type of teeth? Again, they have different type of feed according to the food they eat, according to whether they are herbivores, carnivores or omnivores. Why feet and claws of birds are different? According to the habitat they live in, according to, so they have different feet and claws according to the habitat they live in, and to defend from the enemies also they have different birds and they have different feet and claws. What are the different kind of teeth in humans? Draw a well-labeled diagram. So you have to learn the diagram and draw it. What different teeth do they have? They have 4 type of different teeth: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Now, these are some fun-based exercises that you have to do yourself in your notebook, and you can do that with your friends, with your family, and have fun with the lesson. So, make a wonderful project on beak and claws and write about the purpose of different beaks and claws in different birds. You can collect the pictures of them and paste it in your scrapbook. Now, in your house, you must be having neighborhood friends. So, you can divide yourself into groups and provide each group with a set of pictures and models of the birds with different beaks and claws. Then, please ask your friends to match that kind of bird with the kind of beak and claws they have. So this way you will be very clear about which bird have different, which bird has which claw and which beak. Read the amazing facts about teeth. So teeth are actually the hardest part in the human body, and truth enamel the outermost layer of the teeth. So you can surf internet and you can collect pictures and information about human teeth. What are they made up of? How can we keep them strong? Why do they get holes or cavity in the teeth? How can we actually take care of our teeth? What food should we eat to build a strong teeth in our mouth, and how can we avoid our teeth from having cavity and falling soon. So that's all for today in this lesson. I hope you have learned a lot about birds, their beaks, their claws, and also about human teeth. Bye bye for now. Keep learning, keep shining.